Call this meeting to order, City Commission of Rio Grande City. It is Wednesday, August the 3rd, 2022. It is 6:10 p.m. And we're here at Commission Chamber, City Hall, 5332 East US Highway 83, Suite A, here in Rio Grande City, Texas. At this time, we'll have the invocation by Commissioner Olivares, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner De Leon.
Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here this evening, and we ask you to bless every mind and heart that feels the presence of this room. Only you truly know what we are set to accomplish here tonight, as only you can see in perfect detail the end of every beginning. Along those lines, we ask you to help us make decisions that are in the best interest of our citizens and for the greater good. We pray also for rain, oh dear God. Thank you for hearing our pleas, and we ask these things in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. To the flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner Olivares, Commissioner De Leon. This time we'll have the roll call and finding of quorum.
Yes, Mayor Villarreal,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez,
Here.
Commissioner De Leon,
Here.
Commissioner Olivares,
Here.
Commissioner Escobedo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Garza. Next item is item 1C, public forum.
No one signed up.
Okay, for the record, no one signed up for public forum. Next item is 1D, departmental reports. Chief?
Yes, Mayor, we got a couple of those. Chief, I believe, is going to present a couple items.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commission.
Well, Chief, been pretty busy, sir.
Yes, currently there's a fire on 75. I don't know if you all have been aware. We did have to close the road, and it's currently closed at this time, 75, from La Segunada north. It's at, starting at Appraisal Road, it jumped into the Segunada's part of the ranch area. And now we have departments from West Local this way helping out.
What percent is it contained?
When I left there to come over here, it wasn't contained yet. They were still fighting it. They were still getting exposures.
Okay.
I believe one house was partially caught, but there's lots of vehicles out there. Lots of cabins from all over the valley there as well. So let's do it. Once I finish it, I'll be checking status on there. What I want to bring up was in 12th of this month, we're going to be having an opportunity to meet with the public, the fire department, along with the library. We're going to be conducting it's called Bash with a Splash. Basically, we're going to be at the park showing the public all the equipment that we do, what we do, and we're going to have some little games there for the kids. The intent was to have involve water, but obviously with the drought conditions, we're going to just omit that. We're not going to include that. So that is just one thing that we're going to change from this event that we're going to have there. So that is on the 12th of next Friday, not this Friday. At 10 o'clock in the morning to 12.
You can splash them with water or something else, Chief? Water gun?
Yes, which, yes.
Well, I mean, with colors or something as opposed to water, like you said. Thank you.
I'm sorry?
Talking about the drought, can you mention a little bit about that and what stage we're at and what are we doing as far as just, I know the public's already getting informed about all the stage 2 plan that we have in place, but if you can just reiterate.
Right now, yes, we're at a stage 2, which is moderate, right? At stage 2, nonetheless, stage where we're going to start having to conserve water, meaning that once the levels from Falcon Lake falls below 80%, with a combination of the city wasting 70% of the water daily consumption, it is required in reference to the contingency plan, that's what the stage we're in. In order to get out of that stage, we do have to have 3 consecutive days not using that much water, and then in order to be considered, we're moving it back to stage 1 for the drought. But right now we're at stage 2, which leads me to another item which I spoke to earlier about a declaration of drought, a resolution for a drought declaration. In reference to it, I was told by, I was recommended by the TIDA that for us to do a declaration in order to put ourselves in that stage. So hopefully the letters are in. I just need for you all to look at it, review it. I don't know if you all had time to look at it. That is the drought declaration for the city.
Which would make us eligible for any types of
Any type of
cost on the
assistance?
road, right, or assistance?
Yes, he said the only way you are going to get assistance, first of all, you have to declare it. And right now, the county's not under that, but I've heard that they're going to go ahead and submit one, but they asked us anyway, as a jurisdiction, you all can do one, and it's best that we do. So at least we can fall in line with any type of assistance that might fall upon us. So they can provide us water assistance, like with bottled water, as far as running short of water and stores, because now they're limiting waters. And we come to that point where we need assistance, and then they can have staging areas to when they can bring water down to our location.
Okay. And just continue to monitor this, and of course, educate the public, make sure that we're continually making sure that the public is aware of the stage and what are some of the things that they can do to conserve water.
Yes,
Whether it's minimizing certain, of course, we were at the stage where car washing minimized to 2 days of the week, was it? And same thing with irrigation, or minimize the shower time. I know some of us do not want to do that, but if we can minimize that, or the hand washing as far as brushing your teeth and not leaving the water on. Some of us do that too, so make sure that, but little things that we can do, make sure that we continually talk about those things or bring it up to the attention of the public, of
Sure,
course,
we'll do
to help us out.
with social media.
Social
We've been
media,
already doing it.
or video or something.
So,
Any questions, commissioners, well, you have your hands tied. I mean, very busy with all these fires that you've been extinguishing throughout the county, so we won't keep you too long. Sure, I know you have to get back to that particular area, of course, where we need to continue to monitor that. And of course, all the equipment that we purchased has come in very handy this season.
Yes.
So it's playing a big part in
fighting all these fires, so kudos to.
Were any structures affected, sir?
Before I left, they said one was affected, and there were several other homes that were protected, did get protected, but there's several ranches already got torched, basically, because it's real, for it to jump 75, I mean, it's a lot of wind, and that's what's not helping any. The drought conditions plus the wind, and it's moving pretty fast, and the resources can't get here quick enough, but they're getting here, but nonetheless, before I head out this way. Even we have private ranchers, like I condemn them, showing up with their trolleys of water and giving helping hand to us at the location as well. So we're getting help by community as well, ranchers, local ranchers. So, but I'll find out status a little bit later more on that, and I'll keep you all posted what's going on. I have my assistants over there right now. He's out there right now, helping out as well. So,
Chief, if you have to take off, I'll take care of the other item. If you need to leave,
I'll check status, but if I don't, I can remain.
it's up to you.
Okay.
That's fine. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
And based on
Be safe out there.
Based on what you just mentioned, Mayor, Ms. Hernandez can go over the water, we put out there, so the usage and the dates and the times and stuff. Just a refresher.
And of course, that declaration, it is consistent with the contingency plan that we have.
Yes, so Mayor and Commission, good evening. A few weeks ago, when we started to hear about this severe drought condition, we started putting out social media posts asking the residents to conserve water. At this point, now that we're in stage 2, we have put out a different flyer indicating about the car washing and irrigation and prohibited uses of water. So you may have seen this on our social media pages. I also send this out to the newspaper, because realistically, we're not thinking that this is going to be lifted anytime soon. So it's something that we're going to have to continuously educate the public about. So I think creating a video would be a great way to further reinstate the point that we need to conserve water, that we're in this situation, and take proactive measures to see where we'll be at in a couple of weeks from now, a couple of months from now. But yes, we're just trying to get that information out to the public. Possibly we can do that also with our water department when they come and pick up the bills. We provide little flyers, because not everyone is on social media. I know we depend on it a lot. We have a lot of residents on social media, but we have a lot of individuals who don't have these methods of communication. So I did send it over to all our directors. We've had to implement some changes in our own departments as far as sprinkler systems in our parks and public spaces. Our truck washing with the fire department as well. So I asked them to share this information with their employees and their family members. So the more word of mouth that we produce, I think will help us spread this information.
Okay, so the odd number residences are, again, what days for?
So car washing and irrigation is limited to Sundays and Thursdays for addresses ending with even numbers. And this is happening at 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So no one should be doing any of these activities during the day. And car washing and irrigation, Saturdays and Wednesdays for addresses ending with odd numbers. So like I mentioned before with the fire department, we even went with their address because they wash their trucks once a week. So I know they're changing from Monday to Thursday because we need to set an example, because they are watching. They're going to say, whoa, you all are doing it. So we obviously want to set the example, and we want to conserve water as well, because we have a lot of large parks and things. Even here at City Hall, we haven't been watering the grass for a while, so we're trying to conserve
Before 8 in the morning and after 8 in the evening.
Yeah, between the hours of 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. when they can wash their cars. And prohibited uses altogether is washing down sidewalks, driveways, parking lots. So sometimes we would see people, put water in their driveways. That's absolutely prohibited at any time. Washing down buildings and watering for dust control. There's other things that we can add that are in our contingency plan, but we'll just play it by ear. But in the contingency plan, there's also, cleaning out gutters with water. There is a mention about athletic fields, use of water, fill, refill, and add to any indoor-outdoor swimming pools. We didn't put that out yet, but that is something that we can add to this ordinance.
Let's make sure we put it out, and like you said, different media outlets. I know social media is one, but definitely any of the other outlets.
We had an interview today. We actually have a new PR person. I don't know if this is a good time to, Ms. Becky Rubio. She was thrown into doing an interview this morning precisely about this topic, so.
Well, we can introduce Ms. Rubio now.
Yes,
This
come
is
on
the
down.
perfect time.
Come on down.
See you next contestant.
Ms. Becky Rubio is here with us. She comes with the experience. She's been with us for a couple of weeks now, and she's still here, so that's a good sign. So, if you want to say a few words.
It's been a great first 3 weeks. I'm excited to be here. Hopefully I get to be here longer than just that.
How was your interview today, by the way?
It went really well, very smooth. I was a little nervous at first, just like I am right now. But other than that, it went really well, and I talked about water conservation and what we can do in the little steps, like basically just, turning the faucet off when we brush our teeth, just like you said. If we can just reduce our showers by 3 minutes, we can save up to 12 gallons of water. And then when you talk about every single person, or hopefully every single person in the city doing that, that's a lot of water that we can save. So just little things like that, turning off the faucet, washing our dishes when we are, instead of like having the faucet on, just making sure we scrub them all and then rinse them all off. Little things.
Excellent points. Excellent. Well, welcome on board, Ms. Ruby. I'm
you.
glad you had that interview and trial by fire, as they say.
It's been good. It's been
Awesome.
good.
I get nervous too when I do interviews, by the way, so hey, it's part of the process, especially the first few minutes, and then after that, okay, no big deal. So, yes. So
Welcome and thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Milan? You have a quick
Milan,
update.
yeah.
Yes, sir. You can give us a quick update where we're at with businesses and everything.
I guess.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Good evening.
Mr. Milan?
Just a quick update on buildings, existing buildings, and what's in progress. Start with this is the month of July. Dollar Tree on FM 3167. The shell is complete. They're working on the final details. They're going to be working on a couple of tenants also that we don't know their names yet. Border Town, right next to Rio Bank, again in progress. They're working on the fence and details and the retainage area also. Tractor Supply, we're almost complete with the review process. That's going to be a nice project, 22,000 square feet and almost $4.5 million worth of investment right there. We're almost issuing that permit. Chick-fil-A, Buffalo Wings and Rings, Wendy's, and Joyeria Daisy are in progress. They've been calling daily on inspections, and we now have a code enforcer, 1 or 2 on weekends to help with this demand for inspections and also check on garage sales and all that good stuff. Health inspections on weekends.
Weekends, yes, sir.
Taquerias that set up only on weekends, so they're out there in case you spot a truck. No, they're not just using the truck, they're actually working.
Right.
So, the Marshals, again, it's also complete. They're already starting to advertise discreetly. They're coming up, opening. We don't have a date yet. What used to be Dale Shine or Dale Shine is now Rio Car Wash. It's under new ownership. If you notice that they got new equipment, new signage. The Fort Ringo, like I said before, not only commercially we're growing, but also institutionally. We got that faculty and student building of 8,668 square feet with a valuation of $4.9 million worth of improvements, in addition to the storm sewer that they're working on site. For the total worth of improvements for the month of July, it's $6,724,348 worth of improvements. This includes all permits, and also 73,192 square feet of improvements. With homes close to the $400,000 worth of investment here. So that's what's going on in Rio Grande City.
Mr. Milan, you mentioned that drainage area or that retention pond there by the
Yes, sir. Yeah, as a matter of
that
fact.
building. My question is, are they going to complete it? Because they seem like they stopped,
Yeah, okay.
So what's the status on that?
So what is not covered by concrete, I checked with the applicants, and they're going to put grass, and some of that rock is going to be distributed. And I checked with the engineers, and part of the planning of that is so that some of the water can still sink in.
I got you, okay.
So it's part of the plans. They already asked for an engineer visit, and we already scheduled it with the Sames Engineering. So they should be coming either within the next couple of days or next week.
Okay, thank you.
But it's going to be all made as per the specifications of the engineers.
Is there a plan to put something as safety precaution there at the dead end of that alley behind those homes, because I think right now they got some metal pipes there, but
Yeah.
temporary pipes.
They're
So
working
I
on a
don't know if,
fence.
there's a plan to put a fence or like something to block anybody driving over into a canal or
Yeah.
ditch.
Correct, they're working on a fence to divide between the alley and that historic home next door. There's gonna be a fence in between. We asked for lighting, I passed by the other day at night, they have plenty of lighting now. So, I know it was asked for,
Thank you.
but that's what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Milan. Excellent news. So much development, and we'll continue, so thank you.
We also on the bond paving project, I know everybody's been asking about I know you asked me, Carlos, so giving you a quick update.
Well, it is a status. I'm curious too.
What's the status of the paving project?
On the
Rudy
5th,
Brisas.
on the 5th, which is Friday, they'll have a pre-construction, project pre-construction meeting, and we're gonna start going out for bids, I guess, after that. So, we're gonna meet with the contractor, and that's on Friday. So, on that one, and also on the off-site utilities for the public safety building, it's also going out for bids next week. So,
Okay.
these projects, you'll start to see them move along, and I know that everybody wants to see Garcia Street and, that Main and Second, so it's coming, it eventually already got here, so that's where we're at. So,
At this point, we're in the bidding process and
yes,
just putting it out.
yes, we already have a
qualifying
contractor,
them,
so that's the next step, and then, we have to go, I guess, the bidding process, and then they start to, fix those streets, and you should see that starting up really, really quick, so.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chief.
Sir.
Chief, who's responsible for the striping at the schools?
We have some of that, Commissioner, you'll see some of that in this here, and that's one of the plans we're gonna start putting for our next budget meeting, for our next budget year.
Okay.
But we do have some funded already, and it depends on what you guys say to do. We can start on some of those in a couple of weeks. I don't know if anybody else has anything to report?
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners.
Yeah,
Evening.
On our summer track program, July 21st to the 24th, 16 kids of ours participated at the State Games of Texas. Out of those 16 kids, only Serena Ramirez brought second. She brought a silver medal on shot put. She threw a 41 feet. And the girl that beat her from Harlingen threw a 42, so it was a close one.
That's close. All right.
So
We had the 3-on-3 basketball as well
Yes,
on Sunday.
and this Sunday we had our 3-on-3 basketball that was free for the public, and we had a total of 12 teams.
Awesome.
We started at 6 p.m. and we finished around 10:20 p.m. And it was a great event. They're looking forward for another one,
Yeah, good.
so it turned out good.
Talking about that, I know the flag football, or not flag.
We're gonna
football,
start
Pee Wee
registering.
football should be
We're gonna
starting.
start registering August the 15th. We start with our Pee Wee football. Flag will be second and third grade, and tackle will be fourth and fifth,
Okay.
and sixth grade.
How are you doing with equipment for the Pee Wee football? I know
Right
some
now,
that's, have they been reconditioned and the shoulder pads? What's the
Everything has
status on that?
been reconditioned already. As soon as our season was over, we checked all the equipment that needs to be reconditioned, because that's by the state.
By law,
that-
right?
By law. So everything's reconditioned, we're ready to go. We already got the equipment back, so we're ready.
Good.
Oh, good. And then the adult leagues, where are we with that?
We're planning
Softball.
to do one, now in the winter, a softball. We're gonna try to do one for men's only, and we're trying to do it every Tuesday, and Wednesday have a co-ed league. So that way
Have
it
both
can be
for men
both,
and co-ed.
yes.
Okay.
So that's where we're,
Very good.
Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Are we gonna have a city team? Is that? A city team, co-ed, no? Do we have athletes? I'm sure we do, many athletes. Or we'll do one of those, city commission against city commissions from the other.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, maybe we can do that one.
Yeah. Our friend friendly name.
No, we'll do softball.
I'm joking.
Anyhow, all right. Anyone else, any other director would like to? Yep. All right, thank you. Next item is 2 consent agenda. Letter A, approval of departmental travel request. Letter B, approval of minutes from previous meetings. And letter C, approval of action taken at the meeting of the rgc-tv held on July 12, 2022.
Mayor, are there no questions, Mayor? I move to approve items 2A, 2B, and 2C.
Have a motion to approve item 2A, 2B, 2C by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. And do we have legal already on the line?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Next item is 3 ordinances. Letter A, first reading and approval of ordinance number 2022-8, amending ordinance number 2014-13, previously creating Chapter 6 of the city's Code of Ordinances, Business License Regulations, Article 2, Records, and revising Section 6212, maximum rates, by increasing the maximum rates or fees authorized to be charged for record services in response to calls from an employee of the city acting in its official capacity.
Yes, Mayor. This is regarding our record ordinance, and
Okay.
Assistant Chief Solis will give you that presentation.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission. Pretty much back in June, I had a meeting with about 8 record owners. They're asking if we could look into possibly amending the rates that we agreed upon back in 2014. Currently, the rates are, if it's towed to our impound, it's $125 that's the max they could charge us. And if we call a wrecker because we arrested somebody or for a vehicle picked up and it goes to their impound yard, it's $175.
Chief, so when you say they charge us, that comes out of our city funds?
Yes.
And then we recoup those funds by charging for the impound of the vehicle?
Normally when the vehicles come to our impound, it's for forfeiture reasons. Now, if we release the vehicle back, we charge them just the wrecker fee. We don't charge storage fee. So with everything going up, fuel costs, the cost of diesel, they are having a lot of issues staying afloat. Right now with the city of Roma, their rates are pretty much $100 higher than what we have had since 2014. So they're asking if the commission could consider moving the rates up. They would charge us $225 and the citizens $275 if their vehicle would be towed away due to an arrest. At least I sounded okay. So they're just asking for our help. It is costing a lot to stay in business because of the fuel costs.
We've never charged a storage fee?
No, because we're not a certified storage facility.
You'd have to do everything by
By certification.
their regulations. And
Okay, could we call it something else? Administrative fee?
We would have to
I'm
go
just
through
thinking, look into
TDLR and get an actual license from them and annual inspections from the state as well.
Well, do we normally hold on to those vehicles for a long time, especially, or do we?
No, the
Okay.
vehicles, if we do return them, if they haven't come for them, we send them an abandonment letter. Once they respond, which they do often, they pay the record fee and they pick it up. But we do require them to have insurance before it leaves our property.
Okay, and I guess the question is it costing us any money? In other words, are we incurring a cost beyond just the record service to hold on to these vehicles or to have manpower there or to have any of this?
No, most of the vehicles that we pick up, paperwork is submitted to the district attorney for forfeiture, and that's the vehicles we sell at our auctions.
All right, and you're recommending this item?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Entertain the motion at this time?
I so move, Mayor, item 3A.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 3A by Commissioner Escobedo. Second by
Commissioner Olivares.
Mr. Olivares. He was faster there. He was faster. Wow.
Finally,
Second Second by Commissioner Olivares. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clarify here, it
Go ahead.
should be the most appropriate, the first reading.
Okay, all right, so to approve the first reading as mentioned.
Correct.
And so motion to approve first reading by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Yes, motion passes. So we're good with that, yes?
Yes.
All right. The next item is 4 resolutions, letter A, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-16, amending the RGC-4 BEDC bylaws to revise EDC board members to include 5 city commission members and 2 at-large members. We have,
Mayor, on this item, legal has recommended that this item be withdrawn at this time. It's our recommendation.
right, so we have a recommendation by legal to withdraw this item at this point. Do we need to a motion for that, or we just withdraw it?
We just withdraw it, and if there's no opposition, you can move to the next item.
Okay, no, there's no objection to that. All right, moving on to item 5, presentation, which is letter A, presentation and discussion related to proposed budget for the city of Rio Grande City for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you want me to put it up there?
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. In front of you, you have a proposed budget for the fiscal year 22-23. I'm happy to announce that the city continues to keep its path in a good pace going forward. This year's budget is pretty much upfront. It's operational. Nothing major happening this upcoming year. We do see a 6.6% increase in the revenues, part of it coming from property taxes and some coming from sales taxes. In this proposed budget, we are proposing, later on we're going to be discussing the tax rates, but we are proposing that we go with a voter approval rate. With that being said, if we do go with that voter approval rate, the general fund, with these changes that we have here in front of us, would have $44,000 in the black. Pretty much the only thing that we're proposing in this year's budget that's new from previous years is to add longevity for our employees that have been working with the city for over 5 years. It's over 5, over 10, and over 15. It's already been discussed before in our budget workshops, so it's already implemented in this budget. We're also proposing that we add one firefighter position for the fire department. They're in dire need of, they've been requesting 3 firefighter positions for the last couple of years. We're proposing that we move forward with 1 position this year, and hopefully we can catch up in the next couple of years where they can get their 3. I know we're building the fire and safety building, so they are going to be needing some more firefighters. This will also alleviate some of our overtime that we pay every year. We never seem to stay on top of it. It's always over budget. So hopefully this will help with overtime. We're also proposing a code enforcement position. As you could see, Mr. Milan presented today, there's a lot of new development going on across the city. So they are in dire need of an assistant there or another code enforcer. Also, we only have 1 IT person for the whole city, so we're proposing that we add a contract IT to help Mr. Mr. Lopez on the IT services. We are proposing also that we give a marginal raise to the PD and fire, just to keep them, I guess, at a rate where they can be competitive rates with the county, with the rest of the valley, and to keep our turnover ratio down. So that's also being proposed here. There's a city manager position that's always been budgeted there, just in case it needs to be filled this upcoming year. So it's already budgeted there. And like I said, with those numbers being presented and already implemented into the budget, we're looking at a $44,000 in the black. So it's a balanced budget. If we do I guess, post this proposed budget. It'll go into the website for the next 30 days and in the next following, unless any changes need to be made, they need to be done between now and the final reading of the budget. There's, in case anybody is wondering, we have a 2.7 million in our general fund balance as of 2021. I think we are looking at adding probably another maybe $100,000, $200,000 into it by the end of this year. Our sales taxes keep increasing. We are staying, we're not going, what do you want to say? It's we're staying conservative on as far as budgeting for sales taxes. So we're doing a 3% increase for the following year. We're seeing a 6% increase this year from last year. So every year there's been an increase, but we're always conservative. So it's a 3% increase. We're still in a pretty good place. So.
And as you mentioned, although we're being conservative, which is great, but at the same time, to satisfy the needs of a growing municipality, particularly when it comes to safety and security, as our firefighters are out there fighting several fires all this week and so on, and to remain competitive with other municipalities, because when you're looking at police and fire, when you lose individuals with those type of licenses, it is difficult, one, to replace, and then two, the cost of having to do the training and so on. It's just additional cost, so it behooves us to consider that as we're going forward. But that appears to be the trend around the state, where you have municipalities losing a lot of police officers, which is definitely something we don't want to have, and firefighters, and just public safety, and public safety is our priority. So just thank you for definitely bringing that up, as we're wanting to and stay competitive with the future needs of Rio Grande City, and staying competitive with the market out there for public safety. And anything else? Questions, commissioners?
No, I mean, just to echo what you're saying, Mayor, just happy that we're able to help in that aspect as far as the longevity plan for employees. That's been long overdue. I think they deserve that and plus more. And of course, for our fire department and police officers, also to stay competitive with the rest of the county officers, and of course nearby coordinated municipalities. So I'm just happy we're in a position we're able to do that, Mayor. And again, thank you all for supporting this recommendation. I think it's important that we continue to give back to our employees and our community.
So I just wanted to add one more thing. It's I know I'm saying that we're keeping the $44,000 in the black. Hopefully, we're looking to in the future, if the fund balance increases by the end of this year, that we could portion that budget into a capital improvement project, because we don't have a capital improvement budget. And I know every year, every department comes in asking for either new vehicles, new equipment, and we just haven't had enough money in the past to do that. So hopefully, if this passes and the rate that's adopted is the one that we're proposing also, we could start implementing something like that for the following years.
I agree. It's a good idea. Excellent idea.
Okay. Anything else or questions on this presentation by Mr. Cantu? Sir. Okay. Anything else, Chief, or you would like to add there, Mr. Cantu?
No, sir. No, sir. That's it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Our next item is 5B, presentation by the Texas A&M Agrilife Extension working on wellness environments for the Veterans Middle School site design.
Yes, Mayor, we have a presentation that Texas A&M Agrilife will be talking about a little bit. It was a pilot program that was done, I believe, last year on veterans, where there was a sidewalk with cones that there's a lot of students that travel from that area to the school, and they'll be able to grant some of the material that is needed to do that if the commission so wishes to go forward with that. It just takes a little bit of a in-kind for the city, which is a little bit of help actually doing some of the work. So we have, well, Frank, you can introduce Anna.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. I was part of the pilot test that we did in October 23rd of 21. it was a great turnout. I mean, it's more safer for our kids. I mean, there's about 200 kids that cross every day through there. And the concern there is that all those 200 kids cross and they're just there on the side of the road waiting to get picked up. So there's no sidewalk right now at this time because they haven't bought those land that we could build a sidewalk. So at Texas A&M, they're helping us. They helped us did the pilot test and everything, and it was a great turnout. So they were recommending to do some stuff. Basically, what it would cost us would be the labor, but most of the labor we could do it in-house. I mean, if you could see there in your packet, I mean, it almost it's on section 6. It says there what the city, the RGC would cover the labor. We have to rent equipment, and mostly the CDC funding that they have mostly would cover everything, like the painting. And I know Anna and Texas A&M are there. If you have any questions to ask them.
Well, if they want to add any comments, that's fine.
You can chime in if
Are they there?
Anna, can you hear us?
He's on.
Yes, we can hear y'all. Are you able to hear us?
Yes. Would you like to chime in and talk about this project a little bit?
Yes. So, are y'all able to hear us?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, the city would be required to fund the concrete. So, the labor to fund the concrete itself. There's a area right in front of the school. You should see it kind of at the start of the presentation. That concrete would need to be ripped out and then poured, so it's a straight sidewalk from the school gate across the crosswalks. And then we've been working with Gilbert in the planning department, and he's been working with property owners along that route to also encourage those property owners to fill in the sidewalk gap from the school down to Marionvale Park. And then the CDC would be able to pay for the paint and the vertical delineators, potentially gravel for the off-campus pickup area. And then we will also be here for technical assistance and continuing to work with the landscape architecture faculty at Texas A&M to help move this project forward. But if anybody has any specific questions, we'd be happy to answer those.
How long would the walkway be as far as feet or yards?
It would, from the side, it would be like more or less like 3 feet. And we already tested it, and there's enough space for both cars to pass. It will not be, Mr. Milan was there, Mr. Barrera was there too. I mean, there should be no issues.
Okay.
I mean, we let.
And I would like to clarify that this, a protected walking lane is a continuation of the demonstration that we did with the schools. And so this is more of a long-term pilot test until the adjacent property is developed and the city enforces the property owner to then put in a sidewalk. So it's a long-term demonstration, long-term pilot test until the sidewalks are constructed to increase safety for students and those wanting to walk in the neighborhood.
Do we have an idea as to the cost? What would the overall cost be of this project? More or less? No. Do you have any idea as far as more or less the cost of the total project?
So, I believe there is a chart in your packet. I think it's around 16,000, but that's including.
I didn't see it on there. Okay.
But that's including what the city would technically be asking the CDC for? To fund, like, the elements of the CDC, will fund, but that does not include labor or concrete that the city would be required to add as in kind.
Anything else, Chief, on this?
No, Mayor, just a
So
presentation.
this presentation tonight is, we're asking for your approval to ask the CDC for these funds. Because we didn't want to go to the CDC without the support of the city.
Okay. Well, this is not an action item at this point.
No, Mayor, I think it's just consideration for for them to look into a little bit more in the process.
Okay. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Am.
Thank you.
Anything else on this, Mr. Milan or Mr. Yeh?
I mean, basically, I think it's a big plus for us, on this. Basically, our cost would be our labor. Basically, most of the stuff our guys can do it. I think the most expensive stuff would be the concrete, because we would have
And
to.
they just go out for this or ask for this? From the CDC would be a grant, is that?
Some will be funded by.
They go out and they with CDC for the grant. That's what they're
They
asking.
were applying on our behalf and then we
Yes.
need cost, okay.
That's what they're asking them for, 16,000.
Okay.
And I don't know, Mr. Milan, would that development require sidewalks? This would be temporary if that development does require sidewalks for the future.
Correct, that's why I came, so this complements what's already going on there. Eventually, those lots will be sold, one of them is already sold to the Church of the Latter-day Saints, that they're gonna build a sidewalk just like as per our subdivision requirement, and so is the other commercial lot right across the Veterans Middle School entrance. So eventually, it will complement the required sidewalks. Not only that, these existing, it's already in use, kids already crossing, like Mr. Aguirre said. The path that they're suggesting is already in use, it's just unprotected at this point.
Right.
So I think it is significant, it's important, it's a win-win situation, we're getting something for free.
And it's a pilot program, Mayor, and they test it out and see if it works. And if it works, they recommend it. That again, it's a safety issue for the kids that are walking to school. So in this sense, it worked because there was a lot of school kids going through there. So it has some ballards that are going to go there, and
But those will be temporary.
Yes, they're removable. And when the sidewalks are up and going, those can be removed. And then they have a really lengthy presentation. If you all want to see that one.
No, that's fine, sir. At this point, we could put it on the next agenda as an action item. Because I'm assuming that everybody here would.
But
be
I
okay
think
with
they
it.
just need your permission to
continue.
go out to
Just-
continue,
yeah.
because they need to present it before the 15th, because that's when the deadline is for the CDC.
But here's the question, do we need to take formal action? At this point, we can't, because it's not as an action item at this point.
It's a presentation.
Cal,
It's a presentation.
Cal, can they give approval for them to go out and ask for a grant with the
apply.
CDC, or does it have to be an action item?
They can give direction.
Direction. You can give direction to go out and apply for a grant.
Okay, but that's something we can do administratively.
We can do
don't
that
have to
right
take
now?
any action.
Correct.
Yes, you
Okay.
can do that right now.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So then, like, right now, you can tell them that you can go ahead and direct them to,
So that's basically the chief, right? You know what,
Yes,
proceed with that, so.
If you guys are good with it, we can.
All right, thank you. Next item is 6 items for consideration and approval. Letter A, discussion and possible action to approve several contracts, purchases, payments for several departments, each not exceeding $50,000 or triggering the Texas procurement process.
Yes, Mayor, there's several pay invoices here from several, I think it's Ms. Diaz, and we have the PD, and we have Ms. Guillen, and if you have any questions for the...
and Public Works.
And Public Works for their items. So I think,
I didn't have any questions on any of them. Commissioners have any
No, I don't
questions
have
on any particular invoices you want to clarify? Make sure if you have any questions on any of those.
no.
We have staff here to answer.
And in here is one of them that Commissioner Olivares asked about. This is a striping that will, I think it's a little bit over $1,000 for striping
This will pay for the.
Eisenhower and toward 3167. That area is in need and some other areas, and that'll include a couple of them. And as we go, we start painting some of those items. That's also included. I know you asked about it, Commissioner. And so we could redo some of those streets and the striping in those.
Some you can't even see anymore.
Yes.
Like the crosswalks, I was asking, like the crosswalks near the schools, those are not visible anymore in some cases.
Right. So we're going to start tackling some of those. But the school zones are kind of a little bit upcoming, so we're going to get some of those done.
Those are priorities, so let's get them done. But any other questions on any of those, Commissioners? If not, we entertain a motion at this time.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 6A by Commissioner Olivares.
Second.
Second by Commissioner De Leon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item 6B, discussion and possible action to acknowledge the Stark County Appraisal District's certification of the City of Rio Grande City's 2022 tax roll.
This is just to acknowledge.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. So these items just to acknowledge, right?
Yeah, just to
Okay.
acknowledge.
So
it.
basically on this one, I just want to point out that the valuations for the city properties again increased by 10%. Last year, they went up by 17%. Previous years, normally valuations went up by 3 to 5%. So they've been going up good numbers in the past 2 years. Ms. Garcia is present here from the school. She pretty much asks me every year how much we have in debt for the following year, how much money we collect in sales taxes and whatnot, and then she comes up with the rates as far as to what rates we're allowed to go out for property taxes. The no new revenue tax rate, which is the rate that would produce no new revenue for the city, is 0.498827. And the voter approval tax rate, which is the tax rate that we can adopt, which is our proposed tax rate that I proposed earlier today in our budget, is 0.561228.
Where do you have those numbers here? I don't see them.
They didn't get one of these?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, yes, that one is actually on 6C.
6C.
Yes,
Okay.
6C, it's on page 185.
Okay. Everybody got it,
So
6C?
this would be, I'm sorry.
Tax roll, and I have it under
Oh,
ours.
yeah, but it's going to follow right after this one. Yeah, so basically this will be the notice, once we, commission adopts the tax rate, this will be the notice that will go on the paper by Ms. Garcia. And this notice will go on the paper on the 10th, and we would have a second hearing on the 24th. And again, like I said, the no new revenue tax rate is 0.498827. The voter approval tax rate is 0.561228. If we do go with our proposed tax rate, which is 0.561228, that leaves our M&O to be at 0.380458. That's pretty much the portion of the tax rate that goes into our maintenance and operations. And 1.180770 is the INS rate, which is a portion of the property tax rates that goes into the debt service to pay all the outstanding bonds coming this upcoming year.
All right. And going with the voter approval tax rate would be able to accommodate all these needs that were as far as the needs that are Rio Grande cities to satisfy all the needs as we continue to grow and
Correct.
move on, so on.
Is this an action item, sir?
I think it's the following one, but
No.
it's the same.
It's just to acknowledge.
It's just an acknowledgement. Okay, we still, no, you're right.
What count?
Discussion and possible act to acknowledge. So yes, at this
Yes.
point, it'd be an action item to acknowledge
To
it.
acknowledge.
Correct. Are you on 6B?
Yes, we're at 6B.
6B.
It should be a motion to acknowledge certification.
Okay.
Mayor, I move that we acknowledge the certification of the Stark County Appraisal District for the Rio Grande City 2022 tax roll.
Okay.
I'll second the motion, Mayor.
Have a motion to approve item B by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 6C, discussion to acknowledge a proposed tax rate for tax year 2022 and authorize a public hearing on August 24, 2022.
Okay, and this one's where we, our proposed tax rate would be the voter approval rate, which is 0.561228, leaving us with an M&O of 0.380458 and the INS rate at 0.180770.
Okay. And as far as the motion, legal,
Would be acknowledge and authorize.
Yeah, it's a motion to acknowledge proposed tax rate and call for a public hearing on August, I believe you said 24, 2022, and to adopt the proposed tax rate.
and at this point would be the voter approval tax rate, is that?
Yes, the voter approval tax rate.
Okay. All right, do we entertain a motion at this time?
Do they have to vote on, they have to vote on this one?
No, this was just to acknowledge and to,
You must take a record vote, Melissa?
Yeah.
Yes.
oh, for the notice, yes.
Okay, so just to be clear, how would the motion read at this point, Commissioner?
It would be motion to acknowledge the proposed tax rate and to call for a public hearing on August, the date you read, 2022, and to adopt the proposed tax rate.
Okay. Commissioner, did you get that one?
That's a long one.
I'll give it a try, Mayor.
I'll give it a try, all
It's gonna
right.
be acknowledge, to
I move that we
acknowledge
acknowledge the proposed tax rate and set up
and call
for a public
public
hearing
hearing.
on August 24, 2022,
and to adopt the.
to adopt the proposed tax
To
rate.
adopt, to propose.
To adopt the tax
To
rate.
adopt.
Correct. That's good.
Way to go, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay,
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Olivares.
and then I have to do the record.
Yes, and second,
I'll send the motion.
second by Commissioner Ramirez.
Can you repeat the motion?
Are you kidding me? No way.
Okay, Commissioner De Leon, are you for?
I'm for.
Okay. Commissioner Olivares?
For.
Mayor,
In favor.
Mr. Ramirez?
In favor.
And Commissioner Escobedo?
In favor.
Okay,
So this is to propose the rate, right, Lisa?
propose.
All right, so are we good there? Legal? Yes?
Yes, well.
All right, next item is 6D, discussion and possible action for approval of the CAPEX proposal to conduct the water and wastewater rate study.
Yes, Mayor, on this one, we have it's the rate study. Every 5 years, public utilities goes out for a rate study to determine the rate structure for the water and sewer. The amount for this company is $36,000. We're asking for another quote. We haven't gotten that at this point, so we're going to probably have this on the next meeting agenda so we can be able to compare both.
This time, the recommendation is to table it.
I think we could table it
Okay.
as for now, yes.
Go ahead, entertain a motion.
I move that we table item 6D.
Here we have motion to table item 6D by Commissioner Olivares.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Ramirez. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 6E, discussion and possible action to approve the maintenance and clearing of the detention pond located on Trophy Street.
Yes, Mayor, Commissioners, this is a retention pond south of Trophy. It's, I think it's about a little bit over 4 acres, and we have a quote, couple of quotes for that clearing. One is for 5,000, the other one's for 8,000, two different companies. That area needs to get cleaned. The water that comes into these subdivisions on Trophy drains out to that pond. So it hasn't been cleaned in a while, and it really needs to get cleaned just in case we get some heavy rain and, before it gets any worse than it already is. So the recommendations are approve the $5,000 quote, which is the one that is to take out everything that's in there. The other one is a quote for us to be able to shred all the stuff to the ground, but we're recommending the $5,000 contract.
Anything in there, Mr. Barrera, on that one? I know, that's the one back here, Trophy, right? How far is it out from Trophy Street itself?
It's at the very end of the subdivisions. Good evening, Mayor and City Council.
How long has it been since we cleaned that one? Has it been a while?
We didn't clean it back then because of, we thought it was from the Texas Wildlife. They had some signs before the detention pond, but we already know it's gonna be a city property.
Okay, so the signs were removed already?
Yeah, they already removed them.
Okay, so once we clean it out this time, would we be able to clean it out ourselves down the road?
Yes, we'll maintain it as we do the other retention ponds.
Okay.
There was a couple of federal signs there and didn't know who it belonged to, so we made some calls and they removed the signs. I don't know who had put them there, so that it really needs to get cleaned out because we had I think a swimming pool at some point in one of those locations, that subdivision, one of those subdivisions was filling with water, and that's where the water goes. So it's not too much to clean. We're probably gonna have to deal with what we get out of there, or probably move it or look for a burn permit or something to get rid of whatever's in there.
But that pond, it is city property. In other words, it's
it is what the city takes over after they build. Yes.
Okay. All right, we entertain a motion.
So the contractor is responsible just for the clearing, he's not responsible for the disposal of whatever he clears?
No, we're just gonna clean it up and we're gonna have to probably get it out ourselves and then dispose of it. Yes.
And then just continue the maintenance of it as we
Yeah, we're
move
gonna have to
forward.
continue the maintenance on it,
Okay,
just like the rest of the detention ponds.
okay.
I so move, Mayor, item 6E.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 6E by Commissioner Escobedo. Second by Commissioner De Leon. And I'm losing my voice here. All right. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item 6F, discussion and possible action to approve the allocation of the ARPA funds for the amount of $142,008 for a John Deere Backhoe loader for the Public Works Department. Mr. Barrera.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, City Council. We got this backhoe. It's a 2022 410L. It's the same as the one we got from like 3 years ago. It got the same specs, and you got the price there. The
142,000?
Yes, because
Yes.
it's on the buy board.
It is on the
it's
Bible.
from the buy board.
And,
The original price, I think it's a 217.
From 217, it's 142 with the buy board.
Does that include a warranty and all that? How
The
many-
warranty, there's two warranty quotes at the.
I got the price on the warranty. It's a
36 months a month, so $33,000.
the full warranty for 5 years, which is or 5,000 hours. It's $5,270.
And there's another one for the powertrain that's just
And
2,500.
the one for the powertrain is a little bit less, but that covers only the motor, hydraulic pumps, and differentials. And that's.
What's
that's
here
about
that
it.
says 36 months or 3,000 hours extended warranty, that's included in this
That's
price?
the one. That's the one that comes from the dealer. That's a 1 year full warranty and 3 years for powertrain.
Okay.
But the one that we recommend is the one for the 60 months, 5,000 hours, which is $5,270.
So that's not bad. I think
That's not the last
I
one.
suggest we get the extended warranty.
Yeah.
Because those parts are very expensive, so $5,000 is not much. Right.
All right.
And it'll take how long to get here, sir?
It'll take like, I talked to Danny Jackson, he said like from 6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We entertain a motion at this time.
I so move, Mayor.
I
Okay,
second.
have a motion to approve item 6F by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you,
Next
Mayor,
item.
Council, City Council.
6G, discussion and possible action to approve the allocation of the ARPA funds in the amount of $132,847.96 for equipment needed for the fire department.
Yes, Mayor, I think the chief had to take off because of those fires, but these are also, it's 132,000. They're not the same vendors. We have a couple of them that are on the buy board, and I did tell the chief to get some quotes on some of the other things that he had. You're looking at the SCBA's, those are the self-contained breathing apparatus that they use. We have a bunch of them that are already expired, and the others that are coming up for expiration. And some of the hoses that they needed for the new fire trucks, as also in this group of things, the generator, to convert it from natural gas to butane. And you have a couple of quotes in there for different companies, and that would keep the fire department on, if their light goes off, that'll keep them going. They don't have a backup generator. They used to use the small ones. So that's what we will have in the new public safety building when we come up to that. And also with some mobile radios and some replacement batteries. All this equipment is extremely expensive. It does last for a long time. And again, these are from the ARP monies that they're coming out of. And this is the first expenses we're actually making with the ARP, which is a backhoe and this equipment for the fire department.
All right, we'll entertain a motion at this time, or any questions for Chief?
I so move. We approve items as presented.
Have a motion to approve item 6G by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 7 contracts and agreements. Letter A, discussion and possible action to renew services with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas for health, dental, vision package, life, and AD&D provided to city employees. Ms. Brown? Hello, Ms. Brown.
Hello, good afternoon, Mayor and Commission. Before you, you have a memo that gives you an overview on the increase of the Blue Cross. It came in as an increase of 4.6%, but went back to the table to negotiated some more, and they came back at a 1% increase. But then we reminded them that we do bundle the rest of the products, so it came back at a negative 0.2. So technically, we have no increase. It decreased our rate.
Wow.
And we are looking at an $8.80 per employee per month decrease. Once we do all of the calculations, it is a total of about 15,629 savings from last year.
So the commercial's right, it does pay to bundle.
Wait. That's a good one.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
And he'll be here all week. Excellent.
Wait, that flow.
Excellent work.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent news. All right, any other questions for Ms. Brown, Commissioners? Now we're ready to entertain this motion.
I so move that we approve as presented.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 7A by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Romero. Next item, 7B, discussion and possible action to approve authorization to negotiate an award contract for professional audit services with Hernandez and Company, PC, for fiscal year 2021-2022.
Mayor Commissioner, we have an engagement letter from Mr. Hernandez to conduct our 21-22 audit fiscal year. My recommendation is that we go ahead and I guess approve his contract. We're extremely happy with the work that he provides for us. He's always very helpful in providing all the information in a timely manner. He works with us, even though we sometimes don't get him the information that he needs right away, but he does meet the deadlines regardless. He works, I guess, more than he should. He's rated.
I agree with you. He's done a great job for us.
I agree, keeping up to date with all the audits and all that, so I know we're like 2 years or maybe more behind, and this gentleman brought it back up to date, so no, I definitely agree. He does a lot more for us than we pay him, so if he's comfortable with that rate, I am too, so.
Yeah, his rate is the same. He does every year, however, does extra work for us that he charges aside from this one. I could say like not last year, but the previous year, we had to do a single audit because we did receive excess grant money, so we had to perform one of those audits. So that was extra, aside from his audit services fees. But
Okay. Entertain a motion.
I so move, Mayor, item 7B.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 7B by Commissioner Escobedo.
I second.
Second by Commissioner De Leon. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Thank you. Next item is 8, City Manager's Report, Letter A, discussion and possible action to declare certain items as surplus.
Yes, Mayor, these are 8 SCBA's, exactly the ones that we're going to purchase that we just talked about that are expired. They can't use them. It doesn't mean that they're not good for somebody else, like our firefighters in Mexico. So I know the chief has he had some plan for those, maybe help somebody out. So these would go down to surplus and get them out of inventory, and then we could do something with them.
Very good.
I know I've been, that's the first thing that I am asked whenever I'm in Mexico. With some of these other mayors, I mean, as far as the surplus, so I guess we need to maybe do a rotation of where we give some of the surplus, so we'll follow up with the chief. All right, so at this time, entertain a motion.
So move.
Have a motion to approve item 8A by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 9, executive session, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and Section 551.074, personnel matters. It is 7:22 p.m. Back from executive session, reconvene, and at this time, there's no action on item 11, or is it 10A? And at this time, do we entertain a motion to adjourn? Have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner Ramirez. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.